Buenos dias! What is up, everyone? Emperador Maximiliano, I'm back. We've got the live streams rolling again. We had a little break there. Holidays were a little bit weird. Getting the year started, a lot of moving pieces going on here, but hey, we're back. We've got live trading. We have CPI day. We have bank earnings kicking off. It is a big day in the market. And as you can see right on my screen here, we have a massive, I don't know if you want to call it gap up, which is a ripper. We have a massive ripper here right into the open. Obviously, you can tell when the CPI data came out. If we measure that, 335 point total move so far, and then we've come back down off of that to right at 250 points is where we just back tested there. So yeah, very, very interesting as we got some economic data this morning. CPI, let's go ahead and take a look at it real fast. Here is your month over month on core inflation rate. You see 0.2, a little bit better than the previous, right in line with consensus and forecast. Year over year, 3.2, a little bit lighter than consensus and forecast. So that was good to see. This one right here on the actual inflation rate, 2.9. They knew that this was going to go up. So even though you see 2.7 coming to 2.9, we still had the projections at 2.9. So it's in line. It's not like super hot, and just not having a 3 right here in front, I think is a decent point for the market to maybe quell a little bit of fears. We'll see how long that lasts. Quick heads up, we do have, let me get everything rolling here. We need some background music this morning on the stream. Let's hit go on that. If you jump in the chat, make sure you say hi, say good morning. I'd be happy to see all you guys in here. If you are hanging out with us this morning, we're happy to get this going. All right. Traders, please be aware, we do have Fed barking that's like going on right now. I haven't heard any commentary out of there. I do have a new squawker playing in my ear, so if I hear anything, I will call that out on this stream. Kashkari, I accidentally said Crashkari this morning, but out of respect, I'll try to stick with Kashkari. Also speaking this morning, so watch out for any Fed commentary as we're trading this morning. Rest of the day is fairly clear. We do have another Fed speaker at noon. Beige book comes out late this afternoon, but we are pretty good on data, at least for the rest of the day. Only shock factors I'd worry about is these. We'll see how the CPI move holds in. We do have retail sales tomorrow morning, so we'll have to keep that in mind. There's still more data to come. Let's jump over to Earnings Hub. Earnings season for most people kicks off today. We had JP Morgan, BlackRock, Goldman Sachs, Citi, Wells Fargo, a bunch of big banks this morning all reporting. And this is the first kind of, these big banks mark the start of earnings season, right? So we're excited for that. I bring that up because we need to take a look at what's going on. We've got 5 minutes until the open here, 4.5 minutes till the open. But we need to know what's going on. If we go down here and actually look at some of these banks, you'll see Wells Fargo up very nicely. Citibank, this was up 6% a while ago. It's coming back in a little bit, but nice moves here. JP Morgan, not as big of a move, coming in a little bit, but still up nicely, all these banks. And you look across, we were on Spaces earlier for CPI with our friend Stock Market News, Evan, and Kevin Green, some other great speakers on there. We were talking about some of the different stuff and sharing thoughts. We usually go through and say, okay, what's up by more than 1% or down by more than 1%? I think today you'd have to spread that out a little bit. You'd almost have to put like 2% as your measuring stick on that, because everything up very nicely. I'm looking here, QQQ going into the open here, up 1.66%, SPY up 1.42%, IWM 2.45%. It was up 3% at one point. You see a lot of people talk about Mag 7. I've shared this out a little bit. I watch this right here, QQQ top 10. That's the top 10 largest weighted stocks in QQQ. I trade NASDAQ futures. I pay very close attention to QQQ. So instead of just having Mag 7, I want to know what the top 10 stocks are in here. Now, that is your Mag 7 plus Costco, plus NVIDIA, and plus Broadcom. Broadcom is actually number 6 on this list. So a lot of people think Mag 7. Broadcom is actually the 6th heaviest weighted stock. So something I keep on my watch list. You'll also see we're trading right here in pre-market. You see this over here, the pre-market. This is the 50-day. This is the 50-day moving average on QQQ. This is the 21 EMA, and this green one up here, day. You don't have to remember that. I will call that out. Broken below these moving averages, we're coming back into them. So only worth keeping an eye on there. If we zoom in a little bit on QQQ, those that follow me and those that have been around me, you know I look at NFP levels, non-farm payroll. If we go back to this day right here, was Friday, we got the NFP jobs report. This was the high from when we received the data. The low was down here. You can see both of those marked over here. Now you'll notice a lot of consolidation, rejection on that level, a lot of consolidation on it, magnet back to it, kind of consolidation right around it. And then you got over this one. We go to the next one. Look where, when we ripped, look where we just stopped. We just absolutely stopped right at that level. So if you trade QQQ, definitely check that out. Check out the non-farm payrolls level. That is a very interesting point there. Very strong data point in the market that we can use. Now, we are watching Edgeful, of course. As always, I've had some of these reports absolutely pay me this week, if we're being 100% honest. Absolutely. Just been a money printer. I was talking to Andre, you guys that have been on here before, Andre, the CEO over there. I was talking to him and thanking him. I said, hey, some of these reports these are absolutely powerful. These are money printers. And I even said, hey, thank you for creating this money printing machine for all of us. So we will be looking at Edgeful a lot on this stream. The first thing that I always come to is the gap fill. What is the gap fill looking like? The gap fill is going to be so large, I do not expect it to fill. Now, that doesn't mean that it can't, but just probability-wise, based on where we closed the previous day, our gap, even if we open right in this area, our gap, 1.5%, the stats on this filling are going to be so poor that we don't even really want to look for a gap fill. We want to start looking for maybe half gap. We want to look for previous day's highs, something like that. To get back tested at best. We do have a bullish outside day, so we should come back and touch at some point, but we'll see by size. Look, so we're in this category. 60% of the time not filled, so this doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's not very common that we fill. All right, market just opened. Here's what I'm looking for at NQ. You see us coming down a little bit. I did snipe a little bit of a short when we got up here on QQQ. So that is right up in this area, 295. I've drawn some fibs here. I can go over those and take a look at them. We'll see what we come up with here. Let's do this. Let's make the screen a little bit bigger. There we go. So everyone can see nice there. Okay. All right. Market is open. And we'll see. Do we get profit taking? Do we get immediate dip buying? I don't really want to do a whole lot until we kind of see this play out a little bit here. I will be watching the orbs as they get set up. We will watch some of this gap fill. Previous day high, this is a big one right here. This is one of the first things that I'm going to be watching for. If we get down to this area, I will be interested in taking a long on a bounce down here. And we'll see. We can also draw some different things. Let me zoom out to a higher time frame. One, you guys can see kind of what I've got on here. So you'll see from this last swing high to swing low, we're right at the half back of that. So from this move down that we made from Monday the 6th until this past Monday, basically a week-long move there, we are right back at the half point of that. So that's something that I definitely will pay attention to. If we come back down to this area and hold, that would be very interesting to me, as well as this right here, which is a short-term swing high to swing low. I'm looking at the extensions. So right here is one extension at 245-ish, and then up here if we get this, which look how this fib extension 21,372 lines up with this high from Friday, right at the full CPI high there. Actually, that was the overnight high before CPI came out. So that to me is very, very interesting. All right, let's get back into this here. I'm not super excited to fade this move. Honestly, I would rather watch it sort itself out. Maybe watch this 21 EMA catch up a little bit. And if we hit that, if that lines up with some other things that I'm watching, we will we'll take a look and see where we're at. Now that the market's open, we can look at this daily chart. Notice where the 50-day moving average is at on QQQ, right there at the top of this wick as we open. That is a big top watch for me as well today. 50-day moving average, very, very common indicator a lot of people are watching. We're also right at the 21 EMA and the 20-day on SPY. 50-day is up here, actually a decent amount higher. There's nothing that says we can't go there today, but at the same time, we do need to be cautious when we have a big rip in the morning that we don't get too over exuberant when the market has moved a decent amount. Doesn't mean it can't go more, but what we're looking for and the way I trade is always put the probabilities in our favor as much as possible. Let's take a look at a report over here that I also like. I've done a video on several of these things, but we want to look at bullish outside day. Here's outside day. Bullish outside day. Do we come back down or not? This is what it looks like. So if we open above the previous day's high, coming back and touching it, that's what I'm looking for here. When we've had those recently, only 56% of the time has it come back down. That's not that strong of a stat, so I'm not super excited about that. Let's take a look at SPY and see if SPY gives us maybe a little bit stronger stat. That's a little bit stronger, 62%. So if we go to SPY over here, let's go to this chart setup. And previous day high is going to be what, right in here. Get everything to render in here, right here. So pretty strong chance that we come back and touch this. Notice this NFP level, this will be a top watch as well. So if anything, I'm looking for, I don't really want to try to fade this. I did initially, I just got stopped out in profit on this little pop here. Probably could have stayed in, but opening volatility, I don't really want to deal with it. I think we're going to come back down a little bit lower. If we immediately hold here and start to take these highs, then I'm looking for some type of back test or something. So we'll see what we can get this morning. What are you guys watching? Jump in the chat. Let me know what you're watching. I will keep eyes on it as well. And we will see what all we have. There, we have EF in here. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you joining. And guys, do make sure you check out Edgeful. They have wonderful reports. As I was saying, if anybody has any questions, happy to look at any reports, happy to kind of deep dive into them as we look at some trading and stuff here. That is very interesting. We're at a very interesting spot on QQQ. SPY probably needs to come back down to test this level. Some overhead supply there. If you trade ES, you're going to see very similar stuff over here. So being above this is pretty solid. Is 9 kind of 50, I guess we'll call it. But up here is kind of the top of a lot of stuff. The further back you look, the worse it kind of gets. But yeah, where we stopped was some resistance. So I think we're going to come back down. Honestly, one thing, I love watching this 21 EMA when we haven't touched it for a while. When we first come down and get to it, that's one of the first places that I'm excited about looking. I do have a level at 180 that I've drawn from a few different time frames. So I don't have that exactly on my chart. Let's put it on here because I just know from trading the last week or so that it's been an area of interest. Bookmap. I know some of you guys like Bookmap. Let's see, anything sticking out to me? No. 5,900 on ES. The orders are sitting way down there. That's 60 points lower. Boy, if we got a repeat of yesterday with a complete reversal, that would be just absolutely disgusting. That would be heartbreaking for the Bulls anyway. Bears would be excited about that. We'll see. Gold dropping pretty hard. here at the open. Very interesting there. All right, I see. Oh, look at you. You are watching gold. I just happened to see that on the book map back there. Look at this gold sell-off. Wow. Interesting. That is 2,700. This is the psychological whole level right here. That's a very interesting spot on gold. Very interesting. All right, let me get back to in queue here. All right, I'm watching this move here real fast because I want to see what happens down here in my areas. That this is the way this is coming down. All right, I'm gonna get interested in buying it in here. If this, I want to see this do something first, though. I don't want to see it just like completely die, and I don't want to catch a knife either. So 1 second here as we watch this play out. I'm interested. We're coming into the 200 whole level. We hit that 21. It's probably a buy. It usually bounces there, but because it's so early, we're only 8 minutes into the market. I'm going to hold off because the extended volatility this early in the morning. But if you're taking a shot, I don't mind this as a shot long here. You usually get a decent reaction the first time you touch the 21 in quite a while. So what was this from the data print till now? It's over an hour. Yeah, you have over an hour, a couple hours that you haven't touched the 21 EMA. Usually a good time to at least get some type of reaction there. Yeah, look at this beautiful, beautiful bounce. I know it doesn't look like a huge bounce because this candle's so big, but if I like zoom in here and you see how big this candle actually is. So if you got long down in this area, yeah, look at that 40 point, almost a 50 point bounce if you get back to this level. Yeah, I did not take that. I did not take that, but it was intriguing. I did mention that earlier. That would have been kind of the first spot. I want to kind of see how this plays out. Let's get our orb set. Let's get our first, portion of the market going here. Let's get back on QQQ's chart. Remember what I was watching for. See this a little bit lower? A back test of this, I think, would be very interesting. That 180 area I marked, we didn't quite get there, did we? We were close. 6 points away. So that area, I think, is a big area. And look at this massive bounce. What a bounce there. All right. All right, we've got Brian in here. Brian, good to see you. Good morning, sir. Watching bonds. Yes, absolutely. So TLT has been absolutely destroyed lately. And look at this massive gap up. Now, if you look left on this, to me, this is very interesting. There was a gap right here. You see this gap right there. So there was a gap here on the daily. I zoom back out. You see we filled that gap. That was a kind of a watch for me on the bonds. And then look at this. Now we're getting that. This was getting into really oversold territory, especially, you look and you see some of these EMAs and simple moving averages as well. Like getting these 45-degree angles to the downside usually gets pretty oversold, right? With bonds, definitely the dollar. The dollar's been on an absolute ripper. We need that to cool off a little bit. We got up into the 110, which was crazy, but we are getting a little bit of relief over there. And then TNX, let's see what the 10-year is doing. We want that to cool off, and that has cooled off a lot. Look at that. So from 4.8 back to 4.65, a nice cool off there. Now, is this just a back test of this area? Technically, we'll see, but we do want this to continue cooling off. We'll see what happens. Boy, if you took that 21 EMA that I was talking about, oh man, I should have given that a shot, at least light. Look at this, 100 points, 95 points right there if you would have bought that. Interesting. Okay. And Brian, I see you down here. Throw that up on the screen. Swung TLT 86 calls. Brian is having a morning. What a great morning. Swinging 86 calls in the money, comfortably in the money. and you probably got in one of these last, I don't know if you took them yesterday or one of these last couple days, but what a beautiful, beautiful move there, coming back into this 87 area. I think, if you've got room to trim, none of this is financial advice, of course, just kind of what I'm seeing, what I would look at. I would be looking at this 87 area and then up into mid 87.5. Maybe you get up here a little bit, but I think that 87 is going to be a great first target if you haven't trimmed already, depending on your scenario and what you're looking for. But I do like us to come back up into this area. You do see there's a volume shelf sitting right up here. That would be interesting to go touch. So that would be great as well. Let me get to everyone over here. Oh, first we've got this. You have Bitcoin. What is crypto doing this morning? I have not taken a look yet. I've been looking at everything else. I have not made my way to crypto. Where's my crypto here? I know it was at 99. Wow. Wow, what a move on Bitcoin. That is a beautiful, beautiful move on Bitcoin. Interesting. Okay. Wow, I like that. Coinbase should be having a good day as well. The problem with a lot of these charts, guys, is if you look at them and we're coming. I mean, it's a nice move. It's a counter trend rally, I guess, at this point, and we're coming into these moving averages. It makes me a little uneasy on some stuff. MSTR. I know a lot of people love trading this name with the Bitcoin play. Very interesting. I do have a feeling we have a chance if people are offsides at all. On the short side, I do think we have a chance to get some type of trend day up today. I mean, goodness gracious, if this does something like this, works its way up here, I think we can get to this really easily today. You see my pivot point right there, 335. I wouldn't be surprised to go test that again. Well, that 21 was the buy, guys. I did not take it. I hope someone got it. 49, I see you in the chat here. Shout out to you, 49. Oh, we see you around, hanging out, supporting everything. Appreciate you participating and joining in. Can you show me how you draw your fibs? So I draw them in different ways. Here, what if I do this? What if I jump over to a clean NQ chart? Hopefully a clean NQ chart. I haven't looked at this one in a while, and I will turn off all of this. So there's a few different ways that you can draw your fibs. Everyone does it a little bit differently. Let me go to a high time frame. So there's a few ways that you can look at this. To me, I always go swing high to swing low or swing low to swing high. So like up until yesterday, I drew this one right here. Now notice this, from this low that we made, we had a counter trend, and when we put in this high and started coming back down, I went from this low to this high, and then you see your golden retrace, you see your halfway point. So you see the consolidation around these levels. And then when we did come through this low, we got to my favorite extension, the 1.272. And actually now you see we're coming all the way back up to this very, very interesting level there. That's one way I draw them. Another way would be you could go for the entire thing here, honestly. If we do put this in as a local bottom, this will be a fib setup that I will have on here. The other way you can do it is also just going right here to the most recent high. And you'll notice, once again, we are right at that midpoint. This would be a great target for today. If we do get over this, a continued move to 437, I think would be absolutely beautiful. I always kind of have, what's the bull and bear thesis? What's the sideways thesis? Like, what are we looking at? Right here between this and this, I am not interested in trading right now. So I saw it on this, and that's basically this area down here. Yeah. Well, back test even of this high from overnight Tuesday. This was the London session yesterday. But unfortunately, we're pushing up this way. So without, I mean, this was, and this may be the only dip buy they really give us this morning. That may be all we got. All right. Zoom back in here, take a look closer. Make sure we get back to QQQ here. You see this area that I have highlighted right here? This is the previous week's range. We are reclaimed back inside of that. This would be the previous week's high. Do we get that by Friday? That would be a beautiful move. If we get some continuation, like today, get some continuation up here, and then tomorrow and Friday, if we get a nice counter trend, that would be beautiful. That would be a huge move, honestly. I don't know that we get that, but we will see. All right, we do have our 15-minute orb. I'm more of a 30-minute orb guy personally. That's just my preference. But the stats work the same on any of them. Let's go take a look at QQQ. Boy, Microsoft absolutely ripping right now. NVIDIA is not getting much of a follow-through. It's still below that initial reaction. Tesla's right at the initial reaction. New high on QQQ. Nice move on AMD. I think Microsoft is absolutely screaming to the upside. Sorry, I was checking in on some other names over here. I wish NVIDIA was participating a little bit more, and Broadcom not, and it's had relative strength, but not really participating a whole lot. Very interesting. Where's Apple? Apple is pushing very nicely. All right, looking at QQQ here, this gap fill, I do not think we're going to be in play on this at all. These stats are in general, but when I do gap fill, I always look at this right here, gap size. The gap size is massive. I'm not looking for that gap to fill because the stats just aren't that great. I mean, that's in the largest category that we even have on here. I was looking at that earlier. 15-minute opening range. Double break is the most common on this. So, this is when I look at this, more than half the time, we do break both sides of that 15-minute opening range, which would be, turn off some of these other things here. We don't quite have it set up here. Let's see. We can flip this over to the 15-minute for a minute using my Edgeful indicators, which I absolutely love. There's our 15-minute orb. We are above pre-market high, which is very interesting to me. We're breaking over that NFP level. Where are we at? Do we hit this? This is interesting coming to this pivot point. I'll be interested up here too for a possible short at this 372. Remember, I showed you guys that was an equal high right here, equal high there, and it's a fib extension. That'll be interesting to me. You see my orb. Now this is a 30-minute orb where you see the red and green. That hasn't fully set up just yet, so I'm not really paying attention to these just yet. Obviously, that's going to be there because it's extending as the time counts. But on the 15-minute, we've broken the upper side of the orb. So a double break is fairly common to come down and break this too, but I don't really see a whole lot of confluence that makes me want to play that just yet. We will watch this. This IB has some very strong stats. So if you're watching this, you see this little sliver of no breaks. We are going to break to one side or the other. Double break though, just 18% chance that you break once you set the first hour of the market. So the high and low that first hour from 9:30 Eastern to 10:30 Eastern, breaking one side of that is a huge thing for me because once we break that, there's only an 18% chance we're going to go break the other side. I like that stat. We'll keep that one on watch for sure. Double checking the chat. Oh, Brian, I missed this comment. CELH, boy, the black sheep lately. What a story it had during this time period, especially early last year, and then, boy, ugly. You can see this M pattern here. But is it finally done? Is it finally done? Is it going to hold this kind of volume shelf down here? Interesting. I think if you believe in Celsius and the story, I mean, this one's so beat up. Maybe you look to pick up some equity or something down here. Or if you know this stock and trade it fairly often, maybe you can get some nice moves on it. For me, that is a tough one. This is tough. But this curl, you see this nice curl setting up. So hey, maybe you get some type of maybe you get some type of base like this, and then you get a move like this. Huh? That would be nice, right? I don't mind that. I'm not going to try to short this pivot point right now when you already had this move. If we get up here, I'd be interested once again at this fib extension. Let me turn back on. There's where that gap fill will be. I don't think we're even going to need that today. We are over this January level, and if we just get a trend day today, though, boy, there's going to be a lot of resistance in this 516. I almost want to go ahead and mark that on the chart. If we get up here, 516 area, even like right there. Yeah, somewhere up in there. We'll keep an eye on it. Very interesting here. I don't know. We'll look at this a few different ways and see what's going on. Brian, what is Gobs? I'm not familiar with that. I look at a lot of tickers. I follow a lot of things. Oh, yeah. Okay. I was like, is this some quantum name I'm not aware of? That's a nice gap up there. This would be an easy one to play with equity because of the price point. That would be a nice equity type of play for a short-term swing. Oh, I've still got my marker on there. All right, let's get back to where's SPY at? SPY at the 20-day right there and over the 21. How much are we up on the day? 1.6. QQQ up 1.9. All right, we'll give it 5 more minutes. We'll have our 30-minute orb set. That will help a little bit on my typical analysis. Maybe we'll push up a little bit here. Yeah, this first, because of CPI, which was fantastic, it's just not something I'm super excited about this morning. All right, let's take a look at, turn the extended hours off because we don't need that. Let's take a look through the market, guys. What have we got going on? Tesla, 4%. Boy, Apple and Microsoft absolutely ripped. NVIDIA not participating. Let me click on a couple of these and show you kind of what the chart looks like. So Tesla, this pre-market high, we're struggling at it right now, but we did break it. That is interesting to me. Look at Broadcom not participating. Broadcom not participating. NVIDIA, I mentioned that because I see it on my other screen over here. NVIDIA is not participating. So that can be kind of a sign for me that, hey, maybe we, boy, I don't know. I just don't know that I want to get involved. I know there's a ton of stuff on my charts right now, guys. I might. A lot of levels on my chart. I don't want to delete too many of them because I've got a lot of significance on them. This is VWAP here. I can turn off the drawings for a second. This is VWAP right here. This is my 21. This is my 9. Boy, if we just immediately hold the 9 right here and sit around this 300, I mean, oof. If this fails, then obviously you see this kind of base that was put in here. 254, 255. You see all those candle closes right there. The bottom of these candles, 246. Now look where the bottom of these candles are. And then look where I have that fib extension. Isn't that beautiful to add that on there? Getting bought up off the 9 now. You see how these candle closes basically we're holding the 9 as well. That's interesting to me. Very, very interesting. Some interesting moves this morning. All right, we were kind of looking at NVIDIA. Let's go through some of the rest of these Mag 7 names. Amazon doing okay. Amazon holding in over previous day high. That's a decent look. Cut these off here. So that's a decent look. This is what I'm talking about. Microsoft's been absolutely ripping. Apple. Now this could be a little shooting star type of setup on the 15-minute, but absolutely been ripping. Google, nice consolidation there. Nothing really. Meta still looking strong. So the majority of our Mag 7 names are looking pretty well in our QQQ top 10 names. See what else is moving big this morning. I like this chart. Citi had earnings this morning. I really like the daily chart on this. Nice move there. Let me turn that off too. Let's see. Palantir, a crowd favorite right here. Palantir has been rebounding a little bit. Is Palantir putting in that little base? That would be nice to see. Why, don't you love looking over here? Oh my gosh, have y'all looked at Hood? Robin Hood? Wow, do you see this box I have drawn down here? Look at this box I have drawn. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. I drew this box a while back. This is the IPO area. Look at this back test. 38. I mean, did that hit to the penny? To the penny. Hit that box, that spot. And look, we had a beautiful recovery yesterday and continuation today. Hood, definitely a top watch for 2025 for me. Very big watch. All right. We got a minute, 15 seconds until our 30-minute orb set, and then we'll see if we can get involved in some trades. I don't know. I'm getting that itch, which may be a bad thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Bitcoin futures are back over 100,000. Bitcoin's not quite there, but Bitcoin futures are over 100,000 now. This gap fill, I don't even want to turn it on. I don't even think we need it. SPY. Well, that looks like a flag break. So this is kind of no man's land until we get an actual setup. And guys, I know some people jump on stream and they just want to call out trades right, left, up, down. Me personally, I like taking the high probability swings. I like sitting in the batter's box and putting the ball in play, but with a good pitch and a good scenario. If I go back over here, I mean, look. We're about to break that orb high, which we will look at the stats on that. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. So you can do this. I watch QQQ and NQ the same. You can do this on either one. So you do have stocks here. You do have futures here. If you trade crypto, Forex, Edgeful has reports for all this stuff. Opening range breakout on QQQ. You'll notice if you customize it, you can put whatever time frame you like. I like 30-minute, so I'm going to watch the 30-minute. We just broke it to the upside right there. I am watching this 372. And for anything, it would be a short back to orb high, 345-ish. So, I mean, you might get a 30-point trade here. And if it falls through this, then maybe you hold on to it back down to this area. I am watching that very closely here. I've got it pulled up on 2 screens. I am going to take a shot at it if we hit this. I'm watching it. I'm going to take a light shot at it here, unless it just absolutely rips through it. Where are we at? Where are we at on the daily? Right at the 21. There's that level I drew on QQQ earlier. Boy, I want to get into this right up in this area. Well, we just hit that level on QQQ. Let's take a little light starter on the short side. Not quite. Zoom in, get off that big candle. Come on, pop up here a little bit higher. Boy, that hit my level though. What an exact level. Remember, I did say up to like 516. So this could pop up here to 516. All right. I'm trying to get a... Wow, crossbars, I just saw your comment over here. Quality over quantity, that is 100% right. And honestly, this trade I'm looking at right now, I know it's a counter trend trade. I know it's not like, this one's not super high quality. And because of that, I am sizing way down on this trade. I'm going to take probably not even a half position shot at it. Okay, 370 right there. I'm going to go ahead and take a small starter. There it is, 372. There's my level. I'm going to take my entry short right there. My first target right back here, 345. Let's front run that. Let's trim it 350. So we want to try to trim it 350 if we get there. And orb high 345. So I know that's basically the same spot, but we can spread out the trims a little bit there lightly. And because I'm light, I can give this up to about 400 and be comfortable. And really what I want is I want to de-risk and lock in some profit here, maybe even here at this pivot point. So let's say 350 to here, and I know this is counter trend, so if this just rips against me, you know, it is what it is. It's part of the game. But I would like to see this back tested at least, maybe this back tested. And if this fails, we have a good shot of getting back to like 300, maybe even down here to the middle of the orb. But I am short up here. Where's my little short position deal? I'm short right here. I'm going to draw it like this. We'll put that stop up here. Look, we can risk what? Just over right at 30 points there. We're looking for at least, I mean, the first target's what, basically 25 points down here. This would be second target, and we'll call this kind of full target down here. Actually, full target would be down here if it works out nicely, but here's like dream target, here's like great target, and here is like, hey, first trim spots to de-risk this. So that's the way I'm approaching this trade. I would love to see something like this. We'll just kind of meet in the middle here. Can I move this over? There we go. All right, I've got trims automatically set right here at 351, right here at 345. Once again, if this just blows through, that's fine. I'm risking 30 points. I'm looking to make at least 30 something points on the first trims, and I'll take the runners further. If we can get 70 points or so, that would be beautiful. All right. All right, we just hit orb high from the 372 entry. I just took another trim. It is a possible long spot, by the way. I'm not talking about NVIDIA. I think I was muted there. Brian, I was looking at this previous week range. So there's previous week's low right here. NVIDIA's got resistance here. If it can get over this and reclaim into here, I do like this move to previous day high. All right, we're pushing through. We're pushing through. So if you bought this orb back test, that was the other idea that I thought about. Luckily, I took off those trims. I'm out half of that position I got right there. So we take the other half the opposite way. How many points did we get on that? Let me double check my risk here. 28 points. My stop's at like 30 points. Okay, so it's gonna be a break-even trade if I get stopped out now. So that's why I de-risked the trade. That orb break and base right there, though, that was probably the best opportunity. I just don't like being up this much. I just don't like longs. I would rather, and I know it's counter trend on the short until structure breaks or something. So for me, this is a tough area, just the way I trade. Tough area to trade, or scenario, I guess. So we'll see. If we start to close above this, we'll think about it. Okay, what do we got? Still rejecting my level. Notice this. You see the top of this? Let me move this over. Notice this right here. If this stays under that, I still like this trade. If this starts to push over, I'm not going to be a fan of it. But we'll see what happens. I would really like to get back to this like 335. See what it's made of down here. But hey, this thing could just keep going. Just because you hit a fib extension doesn't mean it's going to stop. I just try to put a few things together and see what happens. What I'm immediately noticing is this orb break and base. You see my 15-minute candle. That was the area that I was talking about earlier. So you see where I drew this, and then I said 516, and there was even some, actually, I think all the way up to here, there was a little bit of room. But that was kind of the supply zone overhead on QQQ. You look at all these upper wicks. So starting from where I drew this line up until this area where these lows are here, honestly, even up into, you could go even higher if you wanted to be honest. But all of this action right here kind of looks like a supply zone to me. Once again, could come all the way up into this area, and that's fine. I did have 437 golden retrace on that big move. This area is going to be the next spot that I would try. I'll try it here. If that doesn't work, we'll wait it out and try it up here again. And depending what this candle does, I could also just get out right here, take my 28 points of profit or whatever it was, 25 points, and be done. But hey, I'm taking my shot at it. I set my risk. All right, we're still rejecting right at my level. All right, what are you guys watching? What else are we watching? I know Brian was watching NVIDIA. Sam said he's watching Soxel. NVIDIA is holding, Brian. I see your comment there in the chat. Also, shout out to everyone that's joined in. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me on the stream this morning. We are trying to look at several things here. Not super great orb stats that I'm worried about at this moment. We need it to fail, and then I'll start looking at this a little bit closer. We are going to get, in 15 minutes, we'll get that initial balance, the IB levels. I think this is going to shoot up to here at this point. I'm not as much of a fan of this short. I would still rather see like maybe 1 or 2 more candles come down here, at least to here. And then maybe we take a 35, 40 point win and call it for the trade, not for the day. Not for the day. Yeah, so put my stop loss at or above 420. I could do that. This is the next spot. So if this trade doesn't work out here, I want to stop out here because I want to see what happens here, and then I would take a trade back to this area. To me, I would rather stop out here at the 400 area, and then if I get short again in the 30 to 37 area, then I have 50 points of room for that trade to make up for losing 20, 25 points here, 28 points here, 30 points, whatever I'm risking there. But that's what I'm looking at. Preferably we just get down into this area and I can take profit and then look for the next setup. It's tough. One of the reasons on this chill is because I am counter trend trading right now. The trend is up, right? I mean, that's the trend. I don't want to stay in a trade too long when I'm going against the grain. So that's why I'm kind of just looking for this to come back down here. It doesn't even have to. Notice we are stopping here right at my fib extension level, but once again, it could just be profit taking. It could just consolidate here and then rip straight through. That's always the option. Once again, I'm in profit. I'm up, 8 points, 10 points, back and forth kind of here. But, manage your own trade. Everyone obviously has their different strategies. This could just be a flag to go higher. We'll see what happens. Try previous day low to pre-market high. When we go to this other chart setup and we'll see, what are you talking about? Are you drawing the trend based? Are you drawing trend based? Because I'm drawing retracement. That's the way I do it. NVIDIA, what's the breakout level? It's right here. This is previous week low. I mean, let me turn off some of this other stuff. So this, you see this? This is the previous week's action. This is the low. I want to see us get back into the previous week's range. So like if you're looking at weekly candles, we want to accept back into where the previous week's range was. And then I'm looking for probably this area of consolidation here. Maybe even these highs, previous day high would be a beautiful one. So if I turn this back on, you see previous day highs up here. That's what I would really like to see. We are pushing up towards my stop. That's just fine. I can take a nothing burger on this trade. That is fine with me. I haven't looked at SPY. What's SPY doing? Once again, if I get stopped out here, I'm completely fine. And that's gonna hit it right there. Did it hit it? 402.5? exactly 30 points. All my stops at 403. There it is. Right there. Boom. Just got stopped out. Now we are out of this trade. Didn't make any money. I think I lost, I don't know, 4 points. 3 points. That's fine. I took my shot. It did not work. So I'm not a big fan of this level. But once again, this whole area, boy, we may get this move today. Yeah, that was probably the buy right there. Or break, back test, that was probably the buy. If we didn't buy it. I mean, remember this buy that we talked about that I didn't take? Oof. You bought it here? Boy, that's a 220 point trade. That was the best trade of the day. If you bought it on this orb back test right here, 60 point trade, that probably would have been the better idea, but that's fine. I don't know. When we're up over 2% on the day, I have to stay away from longs just because in my mind, the probabilities are rough, but that also doesn't mean short. I just had this area. Notice we did get the reactions we wanted this area. We just could not come back any further. So we got short here. We got to there. Not a bad opportunity. Not bad. We'll take it. Yeah, 27 points or so. Let's see if that goes a little bit higher. Where are we at on Qs? Oh, I don't know. That's a tough call. Watch this probably come right back to here. Right back to my entry. But hey, we play the game. We've got to be careful. I guess we'll see if chill was right. Problem is, I didn't want to risk 50-something points on a trade that's a counter trend trade. But hey, we can always get back in. They did throw up liquidity down below. It's at 275. A big sells up here. I almost want to get short again. I'm going to be patient. I would love to see this area get tested. I heard people talking about some quantum stocks on Spaces. I had to see what they were doing. Yeah, I'm still not excited about these. Excuse me. Is NVIDIA breaking? Come on, NVIDIA, get over that level for my man, Brian. Trying to get the trade on NVIDIA. What'd you take on NVIDIA? Did you get calls? You got the 135s? Boy, I would love, oh, even if you took like 136s, 137.5s for like next week. Because if this gets over, look at this. It's trying to get over. I know it's not Reggie. I know it's not going to put your face right here, your emoji right here, but I know exactly which one, the blue short quantum. It is a tough play though. I mean, quantum ripped like crazy. It's got a lot of hype around it, and then Jensen poured water all over that flame. Brian's got the 136s. I love that because you will be in the money if you get this break here. 135 could be a little bit of a tough spot. I know it's been a big level on the video, but if you get that move, I really like that move. This is the key though. Break, even if you do something, look, I love to draw just kind of like the ideas. So if you get something like this right here, that I think is your roadmap to success. That's probably what you're looking at. The reason I like this is because you kind of had this rejection at the previous week's low. You push back into it, you're able to break over this pre-market high, and then back test this area, hold it, maybe push again and hold here. I mean, nothing goes in a straight line, right? But if it did something like this, that would be a beautiful play out for Brian's trade right there on the weeklies. Hopefully that's enough time. We'll see. It is up 2%. NVIDIA could have 4 to 5% days. We know that, but we'll see. We'll see what it does. I mean, honestly, I would love if it just does this for Brian. That would be obviously the most ideal scenario, but the more realistic is going to be something like that. But if you hold right here, 134.22, hold that on NVIDIA. I really like that. 49 says quantum is the new pot stock. So like, oh man, MSOS 49 is giving him a death sentence. No. Boy, this is that area I was worried about. This whole area, I could probably take another short light and just let it set and risk probably up to there, but it's a tough risk. A little hanging man here. But if it comes back and holds here, then I don't know. We'll see. We're going to wait it out. I am not going to, I'm not going to sit here and take 27 shots at a counter trend trade. And I'm not going to long up here at these highs. There's just no way. 1, 2, 3, 4 in a way. Boy, I may have to get back in this short. We're supposed to have a Fed speaker going on at some point too. Let's see if we've got any headlines coming out. I haven't heard anything. I heard something about, it wasn't Trump, but it was somebody else talking about Trump. Wait, if it falls back under here, I may get back in. Like I said, we're going to be patient. This is the area that I want up here. Yeah, 49. If this fails to hold, so like if anything, it's short back to this. And then if it, this is your target, first target, If it fails, then you could get a really nice move down here, or at least down into this area. But if you short here and it holds here, then you just you take some profit here, and if it comes back, it comes back. But a lot of times you do see it peek through. Now, if it comes down here and bases here, then once again that could be your long spot. So there's a couple ways to look at that, but of course, I don't think we're going to go up 3-4% in one day. I know that that's outside of the normal type of moves, outside of the normal type of range. So I'm looking on the short side again here. But I don't want to short, I don't want to buy a short right here, right into where this could, you know, just be the next staircase up to our real area. This is what, do I need to zoom out and show you guys again this fib area? Let's go to like a 4-hour chart. Let me just delete that off. So from this swing high to this swing low, we're over the halfback. This is that golden retrace. This is a key level. If you look all the way across, you see my box drawn here. This box I've had drawn on here for a while. That's a very key area. That's going to be kind of where, if I was long, that would be where my full target was. And that's also where I want to try to get short. Now, this is on a 4-hour chart. So just because we touch here doesn't mean we can't like wick through even higher and then come back down on a 4-hour and still close under this and then track our way back down here. But I would think we would back test this 295, this halfback spot, at least, you know, we'll call it at least 300, 316, somewhere in there. See what else is moving. Boy, VIX falling off a cliff. I'm gonna hate this. I love VIX at 1820. It makes trading so much more fun for me. We are watching this 1, 2, 3, 4. Could get our 5th. I'm tempted to go ahead and take my starter again and just risk up to there, but I think it's going to be, that's a risky thing. The higher quality setup for me is going to be up in this area. We're over the orb, we're over previous day. And just a quick reminder, you know, looking at Edgeful, looking at the stats, since we have broken, let's go look at a couple things. And this has been very key for the last several days. So let's look at previous day's range. You'll see we're over the previous day high. When we're over the previous day high, there's an 80% chance we have a green day. So that basically tells me if I do go short, I'm not looking for it to come flying back down. I'm not looking for a red day, a gap fill, which I'm not looking for this. If I get short, there's no way I'm looking for this. Even this is a stretch. This is probably what I'm looking for as a main target. Now, yesterday was the opposite. Yesterday, let's see, where's my, I've got too many things in the chart here. All right, yesterday we broke the previous day high. We fell through it, but look, we came back. We came back. So this yellow bar is where we were green or red on the day. We came back. We're starting to come in here. Hold on, I gotta get my, there we go. All right, and we're coming back to here. That original short may play out now. But what I was saying on this previous day's range though, you break the previous day's high, there's a high probability that you're gonna close green on that day. High probability. So like yesterday, I was looking for a green close. We almost got it. We almost came back and got it. We barely closed red. SPY did close. You see this right here? This is the previous day's close. So this is the red or green break even. So when we were down here, I said we had broken previous day's high already. I expected a green close based on this data right here. Let's look at SPYs. You break the previous day high, 78% of the time, that's strong odds you're going to have a green day. And if you don't have a green day, you're going to be red by just a little bit. So I use this same report. I made a video on this. Maybe I'll just do a full trade review yesterday looking at this. But when we were down here, which I had as some support on a few different things, actually you zoom out, you look at this. So you see where this low is and look where this is. It kind of puts in this head and shoulders, the right shoulder. But right here, we called this out and I tweeted this and I said, look, I expect us to close flat, like break even or green because of this data report right here. And I jump in and I look at these stats every day. My short's gonna play out now. I really won't be surprised if this drops hard and then gets dip bought. But I don't know, we'll see. I don't feel like the market's super offsides, but it does have the like trendy feel to it. I don't want to just try to counter trend short on a trend day. If you come back down here and hold, and you're still making higher lows, even if you hold here, you could go here. But to me, this is a sit and wait. I would rather sit and wait to see if we break structure. So like if we have something, if we have this kind of like trend structure like this, I mean this, at some point if this, I mean I know this isn't a true trend yet, but you know, even if we looked at it, you know, in this type of manner or something that's going to really break structure, underneath this, you know, failing to hold above the orb high, something like that, I think that's where you you can get interested again. I'm hoping this is a little flag that goes to here and then we start to fail. But we'll see. Brian, if there's one thing, and anybody that's watched my streams, if there's one thing that, you know, I do this on Spaces, I do this in our Discord group, I do this on my posts, my videos. If there's anything that I focus on the most, it is literally discipline. I've taken one shot at it this morning. I didn't take a shot here and a shot here and a shot here. I'll wait, and if it plays out, it plays out. FOMO doesn't bother me. I don't care. If I'm not sitting in a trade, I am 100% comfortable just watching things. I'm watching this completely play out now. See, who was it earlier that said it? Chill may have been right. I did not want to risk that much. So now my next setup for me, something like this, lower high. Even if we did something like this. And you want to get short on something like this. So like if you back test this orb high and then make your higher low and start rejecting maybe this area, stay under this area, stay under this for sure. That's where I would look to maybe join the party again. We do have our IB high. Here, I'll show you guys that. So if I take this, the orb, you can customize this to any time range. But just for the purposes of showing where we're at, what's going on, let me jump here. Let me just get to QQQ. I do want to keep my eye on that level. Indicators, these Edgeful indicators are invaluable. And the fact that they're included is crazy to me. You can do the IB just in general. I like going by levels because it starts to give extensions. But as you can see here, that is my IB high and low. We should break one of the two of these today based on the statistics. I was looking at this earlier. We'll go look at this again. So right now we have no breakout, no breakdown. Am I still on SPY? I'm still on SPY. SPY always breaks one side or the other. That's a crazy stat. There has been, look at this, 1.59% that we don't break one side over the other. So when we're looking at the first, look, 6 months of data, 2 days out of 126 days, we stay within that first hour. So from here to here, we should get out of this at some point. Obviously, it looks like we're probably going to break the upside. That would make the most sense. And if that happens, you don't look for this to break. You look for like targets in here. If it breaks and comes back down, you look for targets here. And say this is why you don't chase the short. Because if you chase it short as it was looking ugly, chase the short down here, now it's, what, 30 points against you? I'm really looking at taking this short entry right here. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take another small shot. Not yet. I haven't entered yet. I want to enter back in here. I don't want to chase it now into the EMA 9. But up in these 90s to 400, I really want to get a starter off again. Remember, these two lines is where I drew that zone of where I really, really like to get short here, first target here. Maybe here pre-market high, but this is really the biggest key level I have. The book map they've added so much liquidity below, nothing above us. I'm really about to bite the bullet and get in. SPY is looking a lot weaker. Yes. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get in a short starter here. Right here. We'll take it right here, 385. Another short starter. Room to add up here. All right, I got filled there. Very light starter though. Very, very light starter. What's NVIDIA doing? New high of day? Did it break? Okay, that may change my mind here. NVIDIA, one of the largest stock. Ooh. Oh yeah, I see NVIDIA. All right. Let's see if I don't have a full position on to manage the risk, but I am light short here. And what I'm really watching this, see that? That's orb high on SPY right there. 30-minute orb high on SPY. Failing it, rejecting it, we look for this. So this is my confluence. Here, I needed something. I need a video to cool off. If you, Brian, I cheer against you, but I really need a video to cool off. The no-name guy, hey boss, I passed the combine and blew the XFA. I couldn't find where to reset or cancel it before starting another combine. Okay, you blow a combine, it's just done. I mean, not a combine, I'm sorry. You blow the XFA, it's just done. It's gone. You have to start a completely new combine at that point. So don't worry about it, because there's no subscription. You pay a one-time activation fee. All right. Let's see, I'm short right in here. I'm really looking for like a move like this. Honestly, I'm looking for this type of move. Yeah, no name guy. Hey, first off, congrats on getting to the XFA. That step is hard for a lot of people, and it happens blowing that. It happens to a lot of people. But hey, congrats on that. Now take another swing at it with a combine. Learn from your mistakes. You know, see where you went wrong. Review some of your trades, and give it another shot. You can pass it another 2 days. Now, here's the thing. 2 days. Okay, so 2 days off to chill and relax. Yes, so you want to, I know you can pass those in 2 days. You don't want to try to pass in 2 days. The risk reward to try to pass in 2 days is tough. Because you only have a $3,000 drawdown. You're trying to get a 2-to-1 perfect risk reward ratio on back-to-back days with basically no losses. That is a tough. What strategy do I use? Great question. I use a whole lot of different strategies. So my biggest thing, I use probabilities. I use Edgeful a lot for the data. There's a few different reports that I've looked at on here. I basically try to find which direction based on the probabilities of what should happen. I watch orb. That's a big strategy of mine. I use Fibonacci retracements. I look at, how far are we up? Do we have break of structure? I use EMAs. I use VWAP. I look at key levels, and I look at not just like key levels for rejection, but like if we lose a key level or if we break out of a key level and fell back into a range, I love to traverse that range. There's a few different ways you can look at it. I have some educational videos on my YouTube channel as well. But it's really a big combination of strategies, and I've traded for 4 years now. So over that 4 years, I've put together a lot of different strategies. And sorry, I'm watching this. I think we back tested at least this orb. This pivot point, this R2 pivot point, 335. I think is going to be a trim spot for me. Come on, give me a trim at orb high, 345. $323. All right, since it's going in my favor, we're gonna go ahead and drop stop loss down, so we're not risking much. Trade goes in my favor. I want to move that stop loss down because if it comes back against me, whatever, I don't want to keep my original risk because I was initially right. In this scenario, like I don't do that every single time. Me and Brian are cheering against each other. I love you, brother. I'm cheering against you because I want NVIDIA to have this shooting star right here and come back down because that helps my trade and what I'm seeing across the board. Oh, I need to check QQQ. Where's that NFP level? 49, I know you're watching it. Where's that NFP level on QQQ? We need to get back down to it. Okay, we're pretty good. So we got a little bit further room. How many points are we up here? There we go. I'm taking a trim there at the orb. 40 points. There we go. Come on, give me that 35. Fail that orb. Come on, drop down. I want this 21. I really want this 21. I have a trim, small trim set here, small trim set here. Front running it just a little bit, 325, 335. So I've got it at 336. I'm using M&Q so I can trim like multiple spots if I want. They buy this again here. I don't want to sit around and find out what happens. I'm putting my stop down at 3 at the top of this wick actually. So my stop is now right here. Come on, give me a flusher. Don't, if they buy this right here on this orb high, are y'all watching this orb high? Come on, push it, push it. At least give me this R2 pivot. I use pivot points too. Umar, you throw that out there. I do use pivot points as well. Don't buy it there, please. I could go ahead and trim some more to be safe. Nah. Okay, 49. Be careful those NFP levels on NQ because the levels move because you have oh, come on. We're moving. Somebody yell rugged for me. I need a rugged. Rugged. Yvette, great question. Right here behind me, I know I'm down in the bottom left or bottom right hand corner of your screen. Behind me, this laptop right here, I have Bookmap pulled up, watching the key levels where resting orders are, kind of watching what they're doing as well, where they're putting those orders. Right now, big levels, just under 300, 295 it looks like, which lines up with my halfback again. Then there's a bunch of orders way down at that 180 that I, right down here, probably right in here, probably or below. Big orders sitting down here, resting orders. Doesn't mean that they have to get there, but that means somebody has an interest in that level, so that makes me feel better about the level, right? I do use Bookmap. Footprint, I do know footprint. I'm not like an expert on it. I trade with some people, some of the traders that I'm in Discord with, and respect a lot. They use footprint. They watch footprint. I get a lot of my delta information and footprint information from those people. Boy, they missed my next trim by nothing. Oh, no, it's NVIDIA. Brian, NVIDIA. Brian? Where are you at, Brian? 135, that's your target, Brian. $130, that was 1 penny off. How was that? That's beautiful. Now you want this to hold. This or this, either one. So either your orb high here or this down here, you want to hold. Oh, no, I don't want this to hold. This is making me look not super excited here. Not super excited. I'm going to throw the orb back on here. That IB will keep on the back of our mind here. Wow, NVIDIA is absolutely flying. All right, Brian, that was my concern. All right, I think I'm going to take this. I want to take this short off. This is looking flaggy. Hold on, what was that? I thought I turned something off. What did I? Oh, it didn't turn off. Orb. By levels. I like levels. I like 30-minute. There we go. Get that back on there. But it's 15-minute closing back above that level I was looking at as my resistance zone. If this stays under, we've got 5 minutes on this candle, so we'll still see. Reclaiming the 9. Boy, I really want to put my stop loss a little bit lower, like break even. Yeah, what is that, break even? Somewhere in there. I mean, I could give it up to like 91, but I don't want to play with it. I'm counter trend trading. I just don't want to play around with it too much. Well, it's trying to get back over that 9. All right, I'm still okay. Boy, NVIDIA took off. And NVIDIA got over that 135. Look at that. Boom. Kaboom. All right, we're still good. I could add some. I could have added some up there, coming closer to my stop. Once again, the way that the scenario we're in is not for me to put on a bunch of risk, because I'm above orb high, we're on an uptrend, and I'm trading on the short side. That means keep it tight, keep it close to the chest. If I can take some little pot shots at it, that's perfect. Are there any days you don't trade? Okay. So you can actually look at your stats, review your trades, see what days you do best, see what time of days you do best. Let me show you guys something that I think is interesting. I'll keep my eye on the market over here. I have a 49-inch widescreen here in front of me, so I can see multiple things at once. So if anything happens, I'll just jump right back over. Let me show you intraday timing. This report's actually kind of interesting as well. So you look at the time frames when we make a new high or a new low, and you'll notice when these bars are like this. So look at this. Look at lunchtime. Do I really want to be trading around lunchtime? No, I probably don't. And you see like these lower times of the day, This is a report from Edgeful that tells you when the high and lows of the day are made. You see how low these are? I just got my next trim. There. All right, give me this 21. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm out more than half of my position. Let's see, how much am I out? How many points are we up? 58. There we go. Okay. Come on, let's see if we can get down here to. How many points is that? All right. Wow, look at that NVIDIA candle. All right, hold on. Yeah, let's get my bearings here. Looking at where I was at. All right, so this short worked out really nicely. Really nicely. Oof, NVIDIA getting smacked over there. Hope we got some profit trim there. Beautiful move though. All right, we are looking for the next trim probably. Oh my goodness, what a bounce. What a bounce. Big bounce. I was trying to find maybe this 308, 310. I'm trying to figure out where to put a next trim. That may be all we get. Let's move the stop down. 376. Yeah. What was my thesis for the short? So a lot of things. One, we were just overextended. You know, if you go to, when you have this type of move, to me that's overextended. I had the short zone here. I don't know. I talked through several things, right? So I had this zone that I drew on QQQ, and that was based on all this action right here. So that was a short zone for me. I saw SPY fell the orb high. I saw this little shooting star. We fell under orb high, so I'm looking for that. We are sitting above the data reaction right in here. As long as we stand to this orb, though, I can stay short. I had that. I don't see any orders over us. All the orders I see are below us. Apple's making a new high of day right now. NVIDIA is right at the, I mean, not NVIDIA. Microsoft is right at the high right now. So I'm fighting against a lot of things. To me, it's when you're up over 2% on the day, it's tough for me to look for any type of long. Sometimes it is, hey, just stay away from a short or take your little shots at it. I mean, when you're up this much on the day, yeah, you can always go higher, but the probabilities aren't there. It's just the probabilities are tough at that point. Now, did we get the higher low here? I mean the lower high? Lower highs, lower highs. We need to get under this orb. This is the green line right here. We need to get under that orb. What's the music sound like? Let's try different music. Oh, it's a little too grungy. That's a little grunge beat right there. It's not bad. A little weird pop to it, kind of like it's raining. Like playing around with the music. Got about 10 minutes left on the stream here. I had to double check my calendar over here. Make sure I'm not running into anything else. I think we're good. I know we're good on the stream, but we're gonna see what's coming next as well. I haven't heard any real comments out of those Fed speakers that we looked at this morning. I do have to join a space here. All right, we're back over the orb. We're getting into territory where I want to lock in the rest of the short because of the scenario we're in. Oh, what's up, Bob? But it's starting to look like it could be a flag break. Hold on 1 second. Let me go to this 5 minute and show you guys. This is starting to look like a bull flag. I mean, even though it's a little wonky, well, we could probably even do this right here. If it breaks over this kind of downtrend, that's an instant I want to get out. This is that level I was talking about earlier. This is zone I drew right here live on stream. We want to get back under orb. We don't want to hold here. It holds here and starts pushing over this. That looks like possible flag. Now, if we stay in this downtrend and break to the bottom, then hey, we're good, right? We are fantastic. But I wanted to draw that, show you what it looks like. SPY has a little bit of a curl to it. It's a little bit concerning. I want this to stay red. I want this to be a lower high, but I can't ignore the fact that you've done like this and you're trying to. Now look at all these upper wicks. All these upper wicks are telling me that they're still selling it. Still selling it. Let's go back to NQ. We're still in this short. I really want to get this. And I'm probably going to go to runners only. I would love to find this midpoint of this and down here. We're still good though. Open profit and loss, we're up 53 points or so. What did I tell you guys? I think my average is right up there, but I called it out at 385, so let me adjust this to whatever, as accurate as possible. We're up 50 points on a short. We want this. We want 300. I think I put one little trim here at 310, one at 300, and one at 295. So instead of taking like a trim for, let's call it 3 contracts on M&Q, I'm looking for like it to go 1, 2, 3 and get hit on this next trim. Oh, this is working out for sure. What's the soundtrack? Kurt? We can't use any like real music. When I say real music, I mean like licensed music. It all has to be like free, non-licensed, like non-copyright. So Restream has these like just built-in generic music. Actually, let me throw this one on. I have an Edgeful. Edgeful has their own. Let me hit play on this. This is the Edgeful one here. Well, I thought I hit play on it. There it goes. It's the same as like the countdown video that I have. They created their own soundtrack. I don't know who produced it or made it, but it's actually a little bit of a banger. I kind of like it. It's a nice little vibe. Decision time for NVIDIA. All right, come on, drop it. Decision time for NVIDIA. NVIDIA came down really hard, by the way. And you notice, see this 0.5 right here? So that's so half of the orb range here, that's the extension. And that's where we ran into some issues there. At 135, I knew was a level. That was a crazy blow through. And then you see this coming back down. This is where you need NVIDIA to hold. This is previous day's range. Once again, here's the indicator right here where you can see it. It holds right here and reclaims in a previous day's range. Let me turn this off. Previous day's range. I'm sorry, previous week's range. Let me say that correctly. Elevator house music, yeah. A little elevator house music. Some people, I guess, don't like it. I love elevator music. It's just relaxing. It's like you have a little bit of rhythm to it, but it's not like, yeah, it's between elevator and house, right? 49. That's a great way to describe it. I kind of like it. The other one, like, I don't know, they have some weird categories on here. They had a Christmas category back during the holidays. All right, we still got about 5 minutes left on the stream here. That's where you want NVIDIA to hold. So Brian, if you're still watching, that's what you want to hold. You could even have it wick down here, but you really want these candles to be closing and reclaiming in this area. This is the previous week low. You want to reclaim into that range and then try to push up. Next target would be that previous day high. If you fell this, then you're going to start looking for some midpoints and stuff down here. Get my QQQ chart back up. Look at us holding right in that little flag I drew. Full disclosure, I am moving my stop down. Let's see, where do I want to put it? I probably want to put it down here, really. Because that will lock me in at, what, 35 points or so. I wanted this to stay under. Yeah. Probably right here, 364. I don't want it to come over 364. I'm going to put my stop right in that area, 365. Yeah, 365. If it wicks my stop, I'll take a 20-point win, and we'll call it on that trade. Because this is starting to look too flaggy. Oh, wrong. This is starting to look too flaggy. Really, I could put it up here. But where is that? wherever this is on NQ, that's where I want this stop to be. The top of that last high, 372. Now I don't give another 10 points up. Now we're going 365. We're going 20 points in profit on the rest. I'm out a little bit, right at half a position, just over half a position, locking in 20 points on the rest. That'll give us a nice win on the day. I do want to look at a couple of these stats as we kind of get here. We're holding that 21 EMA. See, this 21's holding, and the 9's going to start curling here. It's this blue one right here. How do I get that? See that? This starts to curl, and you see the 21 holding. That probably pushes us back towards highs. And then I try it again up here, most likely. We'll see what happens on that. I do want to look at a couple things over here. So on this what's in play, there's a massive update coming to Edgeful, by the way, guys. Massive update. This is going to look completely different within the next 2 weeks. Edgeful 2.0 basically is what they're calling it. This is going to get even better than it already is. I already love it. It's going to get even better. Gap fill we didn't care about today. That was the first thing I said. Hey, this size of this gap, we're not looking for that fill at all today. If it happens, it happens, but it's not likely to happen. I don't want to trade things that aren't likely. I want to trade things that are likely. 15-minute breaking both sides. I don't think we broke both sides of the 15-minute. No, we did not. We just broke the upside. IB, this one definitely worth watching and in play. So we should break one side or the other of the first hour. I showed you guys earlier, 2 out of 126 days have we not broken at least one side of that first hour's range. The way it looks today, I would probably guess we're going to break the top. I mean, so it's either here or up here. Here, I can change this just to give you guys, here's what the first hour looks like. Let's turn off these drawings. So this high and this low, one of the two has a 98.5% chance of breaking this or this. This looks like we want to break this. If we start getting down here without breaking that high, I'd actually look for it to continue and come down to this. I would love to test this previous day high. There's decent odds that we back test the previous day high. Problem is the momentum is still up. We need that to break down. This could be a late afternoon move. We could stay up here all day and consolidate. But I think there's a decent probability, and I'm trying to line up the different probabilities, but I think this is what I would love to see back tested. And this one be the one to break. But since we're up here, unless we fell back below these pre-market highs right here, get back inside the orb and trail back down, this obviously will be a big spot where this kind of opening candle was. If we fell that, I'm looking for this to break, and I'm looking for this to get tested. That may be a trade later in the day. We'll see how that plays out. But keep your eyes on that. The stats on that are very strong. Here, let's go to that report page, and we'll go to one other report page, and then I'll close out the stream for the morning. We are still looking decent with this next candle here. We are still looking pretty decent. Every time I move this thing over, so. Our target, we need to get through this 21 EMA. Really need to get through this 21 EMA. Whether that's people waiting to get long, I don't know. I don't care, but it makes it an area of interest. All right, let's finish off. Let's look at these. Okay, IB. The high to the low in the first hour of market. So that's what this report is, just to show you guys. Now look at this little tiny sliver. 2 out of 126 days that we don't break one side or the other. So this here or this here, something's going to break. Which side's it going to be? I don't know, but we can use other context and confluence to try to figure out which one it's going to be. But one of the two sides is going to break. That's a 98% chance. And then if we break one side of it, whichever side we break, do not look for it to go break the other side. That's an 80% chance. So if we do go break, let's just line that up. If we break this right here, our odds of breaking this are less than 20%. If we break this one and do this and bounce, do not look for targets up here. That's a less than 20% chance that happens. So that's my explainer on this report. What was the other one that we were going to look at? Outside days. So this isn't the strongest. We have a bullish outside day today. That's when we open up above previous day high. We opened up right here above previous day high. The stats on QQQ, I'm sorry, right here, stats on QQQ, it's a little bit more favorable that we do come back and touch the previous day high. But what I'm watching for on this one is actually SPY. Type in SPY. 63% of the time, we're going to come back test the previous day's high. That is way down here on SPY. So there's a decent chance that we back test this, more than a coin flip. It's in the 60s. It's not super strong, but a fairly strong chance that we do back test that. You can look by size. The size is probably going to rule some of these out. So that doesn't have to happen. There's a whole lot of things we can look at here, but we'll keep watching that. Also, ADR. Last thing I want to look at. You scroll the rest of the way down. ADR. What's our average daily range right now, and how much of it have we filled? This is on SPY. We've only filled half of it. That tells me that we have a bullish potential move to 596 on SPY. So based on range, we have potential to go up here. So that's telling me, like, just because I think we're up a lot, there's still plenty of room to go up. On QQQ, I'm sure. Let me grab those. Let me grab the QQQ levels for you guys, just so you guys can see if you want to mark those on your chart for the ADR. Of course, you can always watch the stream back after it's over. Our shorts are rejecting the 9 right now. They're looking pretty good. Let me get back here. 519 to 508 is your potential move. I don't think 508 is going to be in play. 519. So if we do break out and continue going up higher, look for that 62% ADR. That's average daily range. Take a nice last look. That 9 is coming down. We're rejecting it. We're staying under the 9, but we're stuck on the 21. This needs to break. We need to see a big flush. We need to see buyers stop out in this area. Any buyers that were in already, we need to see them start stopping out. We need stops to get ran. Let's see if that happens right here. I do look at the 1 hour candle on NQ. All right, let's go check out the NQ. Let me throw this up here. Crossbar is bringing a 1 hour chart to our attention. Wow, look at that 1 hour. Crossbar. Look at this 1 hour. Somebody in the chat, tell me what this candle's called. Somebody tell me what this red candle's called. Look, there's an example. There's an example. What is this candle called? Somebody in the chat, tell me what this candle's called. The next candle is what matters, right? The next candle has to confirm it. But what is this candle called? Hint, it is a very bearish reversal looking candle. Now that could be a reversal to here. This could completely invalidate it. You need the next candle. Crossbar is going to answer the question for us. There we go. There we go. Bert's all over it as well. Shooting star. So this candle, now I would have liked this candle to, we still have a lot of time, right? There's still 37 minutes on this next hourly candle. That is definitely something to keep on watch. If this candle spells in this area, or if this candle in the next 30 minutes ends up down here red, this gives it a lot more weight. Until that next candle happens, we don't know. Let's take a look at the 30 minute. 30 minute, it's not quite bearish engulfing because we didn't really engulf this, but we did come down and lose the previous 30-minute candle high. I'm sorry, open. So the previous 30-minute candle opened here. We did lose that. We're pushing back up a little bit now. So nothing terrible there to look at. 15-minute, still looking decent. I just stopped out of my short. Buyer stepped in. I just stopped out of my short, just heard it go off. Let's take a last look at that. So I put it here at 365. It's okay. I could try it again up here. I'm worried about that 5 minute we were talking about on QQQ being a flag. I think it could easily be a flag. So if it goes over this, which, boy, I could have risked right there, it could still reject here in this area. And I will still be watching this to short. I don't want a long, but we'll still be watching that. All right, guys, that's all 49 got it too. Shooting star. Keep that on your radar. Now, once again, last thing, last thing. A shooting star is not, come on, drawings, get off. The shooting star is not a shooting star until this candle confirms it. I do want to make that clear for everyone. All right, guys. That's all I have for today. Make sure you check out edgeful.com if you haven't checked them out. The data is massive. The last few days, I've tweeted out multiple things. Yesterday, look, I had a tweet at 12:30 Eastern. I was not looking for any more shorts. In the next 30 minutes, we ripped 200 points to the upside. I didn't just come up with a thesis. I didn't just get lucky. I looked at a lot of Edgeful data to find that thesis. I got that bias from using data, historical data, that does not lie to you, does not play off your emotions, does not matter, right? So that is what I will point out. The short, I could get back in the short at any point. We're still closing under the 9. I could have stayed in it, could have given it more room. I locked in profit. We're coming to the end of the stream. May get back in it. We'll see. We'll see what happens, right? But a lot of market left, a lot of time left. Not super worried about it. So anyways, guys, check out Edgeful. Also, Wolf Financial. We appreciate everyone that's joined on both sides of the stream this morning. Had a wonderful 2-hour stream. I will be back on Friday. So we'll have the same stream going on Friday morning. We'll see if we can catch some more trades, catch more analysis. Obviously, with CPI just ripping us to the upside today, was not the most exciting market to trade this morning. But hey, making good decisions is every day, every moment. Sometimes just being away from the market. But shout out to Edgeful. Check them out, edgeful.com. Shout out to Wolf Financial. We're having the streams over on all of those channels as well. Check out everything on both sides. Make sure you follow Edgeful. Make sure you follow Wolf Financial. We appreciate everyone that joined in. Appreciate all of you guys in the chat. You guys have a great rest of your day. Hope everyone has a profitable day. Let's see green, whether you're long or short. Hope everyone finishes the day green. Crossbars 49. Bert, Adam was in here. We had Lee in here. Bob, my man Bob was in here. Braden was in here at one point. Lee, Brian with the NVIDIA trade earlier. The no name guy. Bunch of you guys in chat. Appreciate all of you guys. Shout out to you guys. Take care, everyone. Have a great day. We will see you on